Cobbler, are you there? I'm coming in. Holy shit, you're alive? Yeah. I'm honestly sort of shocked. Where's the next video? Later. Review the game, Cobbler. Oh, you want a review? Fine, here's your fucking review. It's Dark Souls but bigger and is therefore awesome 10 out of 10. That's not a review, like do a video, do a real video. God, the amount of bare feet he managed to shove into this one is really next level. He's really outdone himself. Make a video. Just let me have fun. Like this is as good as it's gonna get. Like this is like the end. Wait, what do you mean it's the end? Going open world is a desperate Hail Mary, the last move of the artistically spent. If they keep going, they're gonna show the dog. Show the dog? It's May 21st, 2013, and Activision has taken the stage at the Xbox One unveiling for the world premiere of the newest installment of the Call of Duty franchise, Ghosts, and the world stops to watch.
That's it!
Because of course they did. COD was king. It had been ever since the fourth installment, Modern Warfare, became a monster hit in 2007. Modern Warfare had shifted the traditionally World War II setting of the franchise to the modern day, and it should really be understood just how many goddamn World War II shooters there were back when they did this. The aptly titled Call of Duty Modern Warfare was bold. Can you imagine that? Call of Duty being bold? It was shocking. This was 2007, the height of Raytheon's profitability. I mean, the war on terror. And yet a video game was set in the Middle East, showcasing urban combat and detonating nuclear bombs in your fucking face. This striking setting, whether you considered it poignant or tasteless, paired with a fast-paced and addictive multiplayer component, fired the franchise into the stratosphere. Call of Duty was no longer another World War II shooter. It was a monolith of modern conflict-based entertainment. The Call of Duty games ruled the sixth generation of consoles with an iron fist. Woe be to the game which intruded upon its release window! But of course time did that most terrible thing it does and passed cruelly onward. The question began to arise as to what was next. Call of Duty had stagnated, but it sort of had to. What else could they do but stagnate? They kept selling, so why would they change?
I am the last human speed bump standing between you and seeing the world premiere of the next generation of Call of Duty up on that screen in a couple of minutes. So knowing my audience as I do, I'm going to try to get to it as fast as possible. I think everyone was expecting us to play it safe this year and simply make Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. But we didn't want to do the safe thing. We wanted to do the right thing.
Call of Duty Ghosts is the most fascinating video game unveiling ever. No other game will ever be in this position. The purpose of a showcase is naturally to get the unwashed horde of gamers to take notice with something big, or beautiful, or anime. But, I mean, like, how do you sell a new Call of Duty game? What do you even do with Call of Duty? How do you get gamers' attention, save for adding, of course, a tactical best girl airstrike? The immediate answer is, they were not selling the new Call of Duty. That shit sold itself. They had to sell the VCR and the NSA camera combo pack. Ghosts was revealed on Microsoft's stage. They took up 10 minutes of the Xbox One reveal. It sort of was obligated to look pretty, but pretty takes time. It only had a 2-year development cycle, and it was not only launching on the hot new 7th gen hardware, but also still the 6th gen hardware. Ghosts occupied a very particular space, which no game has occupied before nor since. It needed to not change at all, because they sorta had a good thing going, to put it lightly, but it also had to prove that it was more advanced than its predecessors because of new technology. Also, it still had to be able to run on the old technology. Alright, let's just see what the Xbox 360 was working with, and they're fucked. So, they showed off a dog.
He does everything from sniffing out explosives to protecting the team.
They talked about the groundbreaking dog technology. They also showed off some fairly impressive fish technology.
Fish move out of the way when you get close to them. Fish move out of the way when you get...
This was all memed on very hard, and frankly, this was unwarranted. Oh, you kids now, you're spoiled with tessellated terriers and ray-traced Rottweilers. But this was the most advanced digital dog we had seen up to that point. Digital dog tech was still in its infancy, you gotta remember. Call of Duty could not change, but they had to show something that justified a VCR. So they showed off a fucking dog. Because it was safe, it was appealing, it was fun, and it changed nothing. It was useless. Showing the dog was not a foolish choice made by idiots. It was a safe choice made by idiots. Okay, I don't see what that has to do. It's June 14th, 2015, and Todd Almighty takes the stage to show off the much anticipated...
Let's go, pal.
Fallout didn't used to be a massively anticipated mainstream series, as it started its life with Interplay as a more cerebral, albeit often goofy, isometric, classic RPG. The rights to the franchise were bought by Bethesda when Interplay went belly up in 2004, because all those things that I said are gay. I want to kill Browns in Call of Duty. Bethesda rescued this beloved cult classic franchise, cut off its face, and began wearing it all around town with the release of Fallout 3. Bethesda, when it bought Fallout, had already achieved mainstream success with Morrowind and Oblivion, which were not like the crusty CRPG Fallout, but were instead exciting open-world adventures, which were much more approachable and don't make internet desserts cry. So the move with Fallout 3 was as obvious as it was horrifying to fans of the classic Fallouts. Make Oblivion with guns. A gory, dusty, and delightful romp. Fallout 3 was approachable, and intuitive, and open, and buggy. Really buggy. But it still won a big new mainstream audience. Then, many of the former developers of the original Fallout, now at Obsidian, got to make a Fallout spin-off. Pairing the slicker presentation of Fallout 3 with the mechanical and narrative depth of the originals, Fallout New Vegas is now regarded as one of the greatest RPGs of all time. I hate Fallout New Vegas fans. All of them. I shit on the main factions once, and now they keep throwing flaming estrogen pill bottles through my window. Holy shit, get a job! So, after Skyrim was a monster hit, people were chomping at the bit to see the newest installment of the Fallout franchise. And what did Bethesda show off? Dog. Look at this dog. 1 minute of the 35-minute world premiere of Fallout 4 is spent on the dog technology.
And yes, you can give the dog commands by simply pointing at things in the environment and activating them. It's all contextual.
But why?
Why would they do that, you ask? Well, because the big new selling point was building houses.
One of the great things about having a...
If you ever get a chance to work on a video game, work on a Fallout game. You can do practically anything in a Fallout game. Right.
You can give the dog commands.
$60, please, and thank you. Fallout 4 is the result of a building full of talented, passionate, and hardworking people, banging their heads into their keyboards in absolute frustration for 5 years, because they've realized...
Grab that.
It broke new ground!
There is nowhere left to go with Fallout. That's why it feels the way it does, and why no one talks about it anymore. What do you do with Fallout 4 that has not been done? They'd made the Bethesda RPG Fallout. Obsidian had made the RPG nerd Fallout. There was nothing left to do. Alright, so 2 doesn't make a pattern. It's May 28th, 2021. Ubisoft uploads a gameplay reveal for Far Cry 6, which shows off all the new weapons. Horse. Dog. So every game with a dog is out of ideas then. That's what you're saying? No. Showing off a dog in the marketing for a game is what they do when they have nothing left. Showing the dog is the game franchise equivalent of jumping the shark. Adding a dog to a game? Sure, whatever, that's fine. Who cares? That's my point. Who cares? Ghost sales were considered disappointing, which really just means that Bobby Kotick only got to buy one yacht off the back of that game, but still. Future Call of Duty entries tried to evolve the franchise into more of a movement shooter, and people, they fucking hated that, so they rebooted Modern Warfare and Black Ops, and have returned to the World War II setting, ironically, considering their becoming a monumental success, was in large part due to the fact that they left that shit behind them. Fallout 4 was a huge financial success, and Bethesda wants nothing to do with it now. Oh, what about Fallout 76? Yeah, that's why they did that. They weren't going to touch the franchise again for over a decade, because they'd done everything they could already. So they burned it down with a half-finished game, which would convert the fan goodwill that they had no use for into cold, hard cash. I'm going to give you a very bitter pill to swallow. Bethesda doesn't want to make Fallout games. No one wants to make Call of Duty either, but Bethesda, they can just stop making Fallout games. Like, they got other shit going on. Obsidian can't. May God have mercy on their souls. And Far Cry 6 is a Far Cry game, so I feel like I don't even have to say anything as far as like stagnation is concerned. It's a Far Cry game, but however, it's also set on a tropical island. So they've even ran out of fucking settings. If the marketing people behind a new entry in an old franchise take the time to show off a fucking dog, then that franchise is over the hill. It has artistically stagnated. It'll probably continue to make money, but it will no longer matter. The best it can hope for is a ghoulish cash grab, a return to form, which is to say, shamelessly defiling the cadaver of our older games because we tried something new and no one liked it.
Now, Alan will demonstrate what having sex with a dead body might sound like.
Bravo 6, going dark.
Or, the worst fate of all, being a Far Cry game.
He did the same joke about
7
times already. I don't think it's funny anymore.
The dog is inevitable. The logical conclusion of wringing every drop of life from a once interesting idea. It is where art goes to die, where rot rules and stagnation becomes standard. Its friendly canine face obfuscates a terrible truth. There is nothing left here. But when the idea wells run dry, there's another move. A desperate Hail Mary. Hey, fucko! Oh no, we need to trick people into buying our new Xbox, so what Halo ideas you got? Well, Halo's a bit difficult to work with. You got the fans on one side demanding nothing changes and ignoring the current gaming landscape and the fact that we're creatives who want to, create things. Then, you be very fucking careful. You're always very helpful, politely suggesting we try to appeal to a new generation, which will never love Halo? Wow. Okay. Negativity much? What do I always say about negative thinking? Negative thoughts are a fireable offense. That's right, bitch. Anyway, you're making a mountain out of a molehill. Halo is easy. Get some little green guys, put them on a grassy hill, let some fuckers shoot them, and then I make a lot of money. It's really quite simple. Why are you making it so hard? It's not simple, though. Also, the guys are purple. Have you never played Halo? Of course not. I don't want the show to be spoiled for me. Bungie made 5 of these. They totally and completely explored and refined the formula over the course of half a decade. They left for a reason. There's nowhere to go with this. It's dead. You handed us the corpse of Michael Jackson and demanded we produce a hit record with him. If I hear one more independent and understandably negative thought from you, I will make you create Halo nuts and bolts. Please no. What did Bungie not do? Huh? Is there anything they never did which could evolve the formula? I guess there's always Big Halo. Big Halo. What's that? Open world Halo. Open world games are huge right now, and we could act like it's an innovation. I mean, I mean, Zelda went open world, and you've played Breath of the Wild. Oh, no. I have sex. I've never played a game before. Well, Zelda was a classic franchise with a long, perfected formula. It was just sort of spinning its wheels, you know. And now people love it again. Going open world breathed new life into the franchise. But Mass Effect Andromeda... Listen, Mr. Microsoft, going open world is risky. But it's really the only thing we can do. Okay, would it be expensive? Unimaginably so. Yeah. Is there really nothing else you could do? I could finally work up the courage to kill myself. Okay, well, how much would that cost? Going open world is ballsy. It's gutsy. It's going all in. Throwing caution to the wind. If we throw enough money into the furnace, it'll start burning again. Just you watch. Going open world is simultaneously sort of a move of the desperate, but it also could be an inspired change. FromSoftware's been making Souls games for over a decade now, and they're some of the best games ever made. These games remind me why I love video games. They're fun, they're smart, they're funny, they're tragic. In a world where every game seeks to numb me with nonsense, FromSoftware games strive to make me feel the thrill of victory and the crushing blow of defeat. Even Dark Souls 2 is a really good game. That one had a boss that was just a room full of skeletons. It sounds like I made that up. That sounds like such a half-baked, lazy idea that I just pulled it right out of my ass. But I didn't. That happened. Still good, though. Elden Ring feels like the culmination of over a decade of refinement, mixed with a world which must have been a Herculean undertaking to make. They went all out here. I put over 100 hours into this. Well over 100 hours into this.
Please don't tell anyone how I live.
I took a few vacation days from work to play it, and it was pretty well spent. But I can't shake the feeling that this game, which is amazing, was the answer to a pretty difficult question. What do you even do with Dark Souls? Make it big. They did that, and it is great, but it does not feel like a new beginning, but instead an end. With the exception of the incredible scale, this is a retread through and through. There is no shortage of great ideas in Elden Ring, but there's a severe lack of new ones. I think it's one of the best games ever made, partially due to that. It is the culmination of over a decade of refinement by one of the most talented AAA studios. It's big Dark Souls. But I can't shake the feeling that big Dark Souls might be one of the best things a game could possibly be. Elden Ring should be the end, a bombastic swan song to the Souls-like, an absolute blowout masterpiece intended to send these ideas into the sunset, as FromSoftware focuses on something new, perhaps an anime visual novel where every character is afoot. What do you even do with Dark Souls? A series itself about entropy, about letting things fade with a calm acceptance, about powerful figures pushing you to a painful and almost impossible task, saying it's in your best interest to accomplish it, but it simply isn't. So, it's pretty good. It's so good that I needed more time before I do a real review of it. I keep playing partially out of disbelief that I'm playing one of the best games ever made. Which, also, stop telling me to play Shadow Warrior 3. I'll check it out, but I'm in no rush. Like you're asking me to drop Mario 64 so I can see if the Bubsy 3D sequel is better than the last one. It probably is. And it's not hard to clear that fucking hurdle. I look forward to finding out, but come on. Elden Ring should be the end. From an artistic standpoint, that's what it is. But it's not going to be. This game has been monstrously successful. And on one hand, they absolutely deserve that. No studio deserves success more. But on the other, there is a dog in the future. I'm sure of it. It's the next step. I didn't care about Call of Duty. I didn't much care about Fallout either. And Far Cry's been dead to me for years. But watching FromSoftware be broken by success is going to hurt. I've yet to meet a fire which didn't fade.